Hello, everybody. My name is Puppetine from the Geeky Puppet Show here on the Geeky Puppet Show. Today for what? Stargirl! Yes, episode 8, I believe. And this one's going to be a fun one to talk about. But before I do, let me go ahead and introduce that host with the most... What? Slime? Froggy! Hello.
Hi.
Are you ready to talk about Stargirl?
Sure.
Sure. Alrighty.
Let's get to it.
Well, yeah, let's get to it. I'm going to go ahead and I can tell with the telepathy you can already want me to go ahead and put this ticker up, so I will. But getting right into it, because that's what we should do. We should get right into the show. As it's just ended, we've watched it, we're ready to talk and recap and review. So if you have not seen it and you are worried about spoilers, you can go ahead and go check it out and then come back later. It's okay. I give you permission. You okay down there?
Yeah, deciding from Eclipso.
Well, you are in the darkness, or as we are now dubbing it, the Shadowland. Yeah, there's a mention of it. Why? Well, because with Beth, because this episode is split into like almost 2.5 sections. Beth is dealing with Dr. Midnighter because she actually gets into contact with him and has a minute to say, hey, he says, who are you? And she says, I'm Beth. And I found your goggles. And basically she's taken over.
Yeah,
and,
this show split into 2 stories.
Yes.
Eclipso is tormenting Rick and Beth.
Yes,
so
he
he's
is a
constantly making forth. And we've also find out that Eclipso, shocker, is being a little boy, is 100% racist. I'm not kidding.
I get to that. I was going to save it.
Save it for what? It's an outcry. You know, it's a injustice.
So,
I love how she claps back at him, though.
Yeah, well, the day starts out with her. Her parents come and they're like, okay, we're ready to talk about the divorce. They made her a Reuben sandwich and she's about to start eating. And that's when the parents basically say, well, when we started out here, we were really close, but then we focused on you and our jobs and you. So the problem here is you. And that's when
she sees the Meg get crawling in her sandwich. She drops the ground. And then her parents are like, what are you doing? What's wrong? She runs. You didn't see it, and she runs away.
Yep. And she goes to Courtney's house because she wants to, talk to Courtney about it. But it's all dark. Nobody's there. Yes. And that's when, guess who's there? A little boy who says that she has stolen the goggles because that's what her people do. No joke.
It says, you people.
Yeah. What do you mean by that, Eclipso?
Yeah.
It's perfectly clear because as she's going through this house, she goes into the next room and it's fully dark. And then we see the JSA table and the members of the JSA.
Well, before that, he also says, like, I thought you people were supposed to be athletic.
No, that comes after.
I'm just saying, this guy is full-on, bull-on racist.
Yeah.
And it makes perfectly sense for him to be racist because he's evil.
Yeah. Yep.
And I like it. If it had been anybody else, had redeemed equality. No, this is a guy, he's made up of evil. Eclipso is straight, pure evil. So I like that they did that a little bit.
Yeah, no. And this isn't like other shows, which we will talk about later, like Supergirl, which goes ahead and tries to poorly execute this like an evil creature. This is supposed to be absolute evil. And racism is evil. That's just a pure fact. But at the same time, we as he's going through the house, she ultimately has to stick up for herself. She has to say how, you know what? No, I'm not afraid of you. I may not be athletic. I may not be all these things, but I am me, and I'm proud to be me, and I'm proud to be black. And she puts on the goggles, and well, after we cut.
Yeah, I love the fact that she's like, if I'm so afraid, I'm the one who's afraid. It seems like you're the one that's afraid because you're hiding.
Yeah, and that's
when he comes out. He's like, I'm not hiding. I'm not afraid. And he's like, And then she quickly puts on the goggles,
And he disappears.
Yeah, and I love the Dr. Midnight, who's still in the Shadowland. He says, "You saved yourself. I didn't save you. The goggles didn't save you. But keep the goggles on. That it sees through Eclipso's, crap.
Yep.
His visions."
And that's when we hear Beth's mom calling for her. Yeah.
And I thought great because I'm like, wait, did this really happen before her talking to them? Did she put him in a closet somewhere when he was running?
But no, they haven't been there all day. So that talk earlier didn't happen. So she has a nice talk with her mom, who says when she came to town, it was a little rough because she replaced the former doctor who everybody trusted and she worked with. But now she was the main doctor in town and people didn't know what to make of her. But she saved some lives and people grew to, respect her because she should be. She's a doctor.
And she points out, doesn't matter what you look like, because, do your best. Ignore people.
I love this show, Froggy. I really do. It warms my heart.
So much that it warms my heart to say that, actually, it doesn't really warm my heart. Well, yeah, I guess. Let's talk about Rick. Rick has been beating Grundy for the past while, and we all know that Eclipso's been messing around with everybody's head. It started with Yolanda, and then it went to Beth. Rick is also being messed with too. He said that he comes to a bag, a big sack. I'm like, what is in this potato sack? And then you see him on a log sitting next to Grundy, and Grundy's eating apple after apple, and they're just sitting to each other like friends.
Yeah, because when Rick went out there, he had a fight with his uncle because his uncle was a real jerk because that teacher that said you couldn't possibly score 100% on this.
Yeah, the one accused him of cheating came back and offered him. Obviously, told him, you know what, prove everybody wrong. Because go to college.
Yeah, and his uncle
basically
said,
came out and basically was rude to her. He's drunk. Took the pamphlet. He's like, you're never gonna go to college. You're gonna go to jail beforehand to this. And right there, I didn't catch that now, but now hold on to that thing where he says, "But you're gonna go to jail before you go to college." Hold on to that because we're gonna get into that. That's gonna come back after this.
Yep.
So he's in the woods with Grundy, and then he's done eating stuff. He's in a huge fight with the other uncle. Grundy, he talks to Grundy. He's like, Grundy's like, you're not a bad person. You just need someone to basically take the time, listen to you, understand you. Everyone just needs a friend. So they eat apples, and then he's like, well, you probably don't even understand me. And then Grundy gives him a nice little hefty pat on the back, sends him forward a little bit. Yeah, and then thank you. That. I like that. It was good. Anyway, so after that, we see Rick going up to his Mustang, which he just leaves casually just parked on the side of the road. I mean, people are just saying, where's this guy? Is this guy hunting the woods? Is there a permit for hunting? What's going on? There's an abandoned car. You'd think a straight trooper would be coming where's the person in this car? Illegally would take it. Anyway, moving right along. So Rick comes up, he comes back to his car, he's on the radio, and he hears reports of, they said, another bear sighting today. And he's first a truck passed him up, then another flatbed truck passed him up. They both park about 20, 30 feet ahead of him on the road. He hears on the radio, says, yeah, it's a good thing we had some hunters going out to try and kill the bear. A little girl has gone missing. He was, outside the woods on the farm property. He quick runs in there. He tries to find Grundy before they leave. First, he comes around the hunters. One of them's carrying another one, and he's like, I don't know what it was, but something hit him. He's badly injured. So he's freaking out because it's his best friend. It's like his pet, or best friend. I don't know. It's like you feed a wolf or a wounded animal, becomes your friend, and then people are trying to kill it. Anyway, so he goes in there, he keeps going, and he finally finds Grundy, and he sees Grundy standing over the river. He's like, "Oh, thank goodness you're fine." But then he looks on the other side of Grundy. There's a little girl there in a yellow dress, floating in the water. He starts freaking out. He's like, Grundy, you didn't kill her, did you? Tell me. He starts telling me, you did not kill her. You did not kill her.
Tell me you did not kill her.
And then Grundy goes rah like the Hulk, and then jumps away. We never hear. He must really jump far because we didn't hear another landing. We didn't hear a thump. So
like that.
Well, while this is going on, basically Courtney and her dad or stepdad talking. They're in the garage. It pits up. They get a phone call from Rick saying they need help. The hunters are here. They're going to try to hurt Grundy. Well, they got called that. So they're in the woods. They hear Rick yelling at Grundy, and they chase after him. And they see the and they come across a little girl. Pat picks a little girl out of the water, sits down on the ground. This is a really dark moment for the show too. And I'm like, oh my gosh, she's a dead girl and everything. And then the eyes open. It's Eclipso, and she fades away. So they knew that Rick was being manipulated. So it cuts to another farm. You know, it's basically Rick's farm. He lives with his uncle. Mm-hmm. And we see Rick beating the crap out of Grundy, lifting him up, throwing him around, throwing him into the truck.
Wow.
And then Courtney runs up, and she's like, Rick, stop! And she blasts Rick, knocking him back. Then it's revealed that Grundy was never there. He was all Eclipso. And guess who got beat up? Rick's uncle. And he's in critical condition. And
he should have died.
Hey, remember we said before what Rick's uncle said? You're going to go to jail before you go to college? Rick's going to jail.
The JSA seems to be falling apart. I'm glad Beth is still around. I was worried that something would happen to her, but she is doing okay. That means that the JSA is down to Stripe. Well, no, Stripe is still out of commission. They're fixing up the robot. Yeah. They're down to Stargirl and Dr. Midnight, right?
Yeah. I want to point out there's a during Beth's little Eclipse little dream and everything. When we saw the original JSA, we saw the original Dr. I think it was Dr. Midnight, wasn't it? No, it wasn't. No, we saw
Starman.
We saw Rick Hunter's dad. Yeah, Starman in his costume, awesome. Joel McHale looks great in it. Then we saw
Power Man. Rigno Jr.
Is it Our Man? Our Man, yeah, not Power Man. Our Man. And then we had Wildcat. I mean, it was kind of cool. I was like, oh my gosh, give me the original JSA in a show where they're fighting.
Scene when Eclipso says one of these things are not like the other. You're not the right gender, not the right color. Wow, Eclipso's really racist.
I really love the whole thing about thing. The fact that she called him out. She's racist.
Yeah, me too.
Because I was waiting for someone to actually acknowledge it and to say, because like you said, we got other shows like even Batwoman season 2 did this they don't, and Kung Fu did it a little bit. They don't know how to properly address stuff, keeping it with the story, but not becoming just the story. That's the story. It's just about racism.
And there's no angle on this. Eclipso is just purely evil. And calling her out because of skin color, which is one of the stupidest things I've ever heard. Yeah. But that's what he does. Because he's pure evil. And other shows try to slant it as, oh no, blah, 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 blah. And we don't have that here. This is the best show on the CW.
Right now. Until Superman Lois comes.
Well, no, it's going to be a real debate then, but we're going to have to wait and see. So I think that about does it for us.
No. There's the endings part. We see because Courtney and her dad, stepdad, went to go visit the police station to see what they could do to help out Rick. We see Courtney's mother, and we see Mike. They're kind of like giving a hug, and then outside you see the glass starts frosting up. So my prediction is that Eclipso went to Icicle Jr. And now Icicle Jr. knows, and he's been messing with the head. He's going to attack the place.
We're going to have to wait and see, though.
That's my thought, though. No, I'm excited. It's going to be a cold Wednesday. Cold Tuesday.
Me too, man. Me too. So until next time, thank you so much for joining us. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Did you like this episode? Did you like our review? Tell us everything. The little ticker down here goes ahead and says it. In the description below, you should be able to see the Ko-Fi link. We do comic book readings for classic puppet theater here on the Geeky Puppet Show. If you like that, please contribute to the channel, as Marania is saying in the comments. You can check out the link in the description below. Just leave $1 if you have a specific issue of something you'd like us to read. Well, just leave it with your tip, and we'll put it to the top of the reading list, just for you. But until next time, thanks so much for Froggy and myself. We will see you in just about an hour for Supergirl. See you then. Bye! Bye!
Eat at Joe's.